Thank you, Your Worship. And I'm going to go through this fairly slow, so I might hit my 5 minutes, but we'll go forward and we'll go from there. So, good morning, Your Worship. First of all, I need to state that while I'm introducing this motion, it is a council motion. This motion reflects the work that started weeks ago under the leadership of Councillor Colley-Urquhart, who with myself, Councillor Demong, Councillor Chahal, started drafting 3 motions, 2 of which made it to council, 1 did not, and I believe she here has a copy of the 3rd one. If clerks could hand that out now, that would be great. We saw Councillor Woolley Farrell identify the tax burden 2 years ago. Unfortunately, it did not rectify itself as we had hoped due to the continued downturn in the economy. But even beyond that work, this is a collaborative motion that involves, at the very least, every single person who has their name at the top of this and some who are not there. I also know that this has been an issue and that this motion has been a long time in coming. Too long in the eyes of Calgarians, and they are absolutely right. The tax shift did not sneak up on us. We as a council have gone through this several times and came up with Band-Aid solutions the past several years, hoping that the city would rebound and the federal government would get our badly needed pipelines built. This year, we've been through so many motions to provide tax relief from Councillors Gondek, Demong, Woolley, Mayor Nenshi, and there's probably others I'm forgetting, which all had excellent points, but we collectively could not bring parts of each together. That is what this motion is parts of all. This has been a council misstep, not getting this sorted out sooner. We as a council have failed our small business community, and they have every right to hold our feet to the fire. If I can, Your Worship, I would like to take a moment to thank for their advocacy, for showing up this morning, and most importantly, to thank them for their patience and apologize to them sincerely on behalf of council that it has taken this long. There have been good plans presented before with good points that we as a council could not agree on in whole and that we couldn't pull everything together. As I said before, this is not a Keating plan. I've just used my skills and abilities to bring the majority of council together to work collaboratively rather than going it alone. On the past plans, no one wanted to make any concessions, no one would bend, no one would compromise. On this motion, I was on the verge of making that very mistake, but some involved had the good sense to talk me down and remind me that is the very thing that I was fighting against, and I had the good sense to listen. It is not, nor have never been my style to play the blame game. I am somewhat disappointed that we have in some cases, gone there. However, I believe it is the fault of council, as no one course of action was taken. We are here today as there are many paths to be taken before today, but collectively we did not. I know I asked at the last council meeting, could we not just add a number 2 to get the 70.9 million out as a rebate, as these funds were set aside for business tax relief? Back in November. I listened to the reasons why we could not. I should not have listened, as if we had taken that path at the time, we would not be here today in this situation. I should have pushed harder, as many of us should have found a solution before today. This is a drastic plan. It calls for many pretty drastic cuts, but we have reached the point where we don't have any other options. Now we handle assessments are governed by provincial legislation, so our options now are to cut spending, and I disagree with the assertions that we have a huge spending problem, but we do have a problem in getting our funds and getting our house in order. Our administration has done a great job in finding ways to do more with taxes, to find efficiencies, to find cuts. This ask is by no means reflective of them or the work that they have done, but we simply cannot ask businesses to bear the costs. Passing the buck completely to residential taxpayers is an unattainable solution as well. I recognize that the difficult decisions will be made and that services will be impacted. But at the end of the day, businesses will stay open, people will stay working, and money will continue flowing through our economy, and that will be the benefit of the economy recovery. We can continue to implement programs and projects and attract new industries, businesses, and people. Keeping our existing businesses open will ensure future growth, future expansion of our tax base, and a return to good times that Calgary has known and deserves to know again, Your Worship. On that, I move this notice of motion. Thank you.